Anxiety, warning signs you need to know. Anxiety is something most of us encounter at various stages in life. It feels like having a tiny voice inside our heads that just won't stop fretting, whether it's about something big or small. A little bit of anxiety now and then can actually be helpful, like a warning signal keeping us on our toes. But when it starts to take over, well, that's a different story. Too much anxiety can mess with our daily routines and make everything seem overwhelming. That's why it's important to know the signs. By understanding what to look out for, we can catch it early and get the support we need. Let's take a closer look at 5 common signs of worrying that might sound familiar. 1. Excessive worrying. Worrying too much is a common sign of feeling anxious. Have you ever found yourself unable to stop thinking about things, even when there's no real reason to worry? It's like your brain gets stuck on an idea and keeps replaying it over and over, making it hard to focus on anything else. For example, you might keep worrying about your health, even when the doctor says you're fine. Or you might stress about your job, imagining all sorts of problems that haven't happened. Maybe you're constantly worried about your friends and family, even when everyone seems okay. It's like your mind is always searching for something to worry about, even when there isn't a real problem. This type of constant worrying is called excessive worrying, and it's a big sign of anxiety. Do you find yourself lying in bed at night, unable to sleep because your mind won't stop thinking about all the things that could go wrong? Or maybe you're trying to enjoy a day out, but you keep getting pulled back into your worries about tomorrow. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many people experience excessive worrying, and it can really interfere with daily life. It can make it hard to pay attention to what's happening right now because your mind is always elsewhere, stuck on what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. 2. Feeling restless or on edge. Ever find it hard to sit still, even when you know you should relax? Or maybe it's tough to focus on tasks because your mind won't stop worrying? Does your body feel tight, like you're always on the lookout for danger? And when it's time to sleep, do you toss and turn, unable to shake the feeling that something's not right? If any of this sounds familiar, you might be experiencing the restless, nervous energy that often comes with anxiety. It's like there's always a cloud of worry hanging over you, making it hard to fully enjoy life's moments. Imagine trying to watch your favorite show, but you can't concentrate because your mind keeps wandering to what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. Or think about trying to get through your day at work or school, but you're constantly distracted by a nagging sense of unease. Can you relate to these feelings of tension and unease? Maybe you notice that your muscles are always tense, or that you can't relax even when you're doing something fun. If so, it could be a sign that anxiety is having more effect on your everyday life than you'd like. Think about how different things could be if you could relax more easily and enjoy the moment without that constant worry. 3. Irritability. Have you been getting mad at family and friends for little things that aren't their fault? Small problems that didn't used to bother you now really upset you. Have you noticed your relationships not being good because of how you react? This could mean anxiety is affecting how you get along with others. Do you feel stressed and upset especially when you are with the people closest to you? Do you find yourself getting easily annoyed or frustrated even when there's no real reason? If yes, it may be time to think if anxiety has a part. It's important to understand how anxiety impacts your relationships because knowing the problem is the first step to finding a solution. Imagine being able to talk with people you care about without always feeling worried. How would your relationships be if you weren't so nervous? If this sounds like you, think about sharing your thoughts with someone you trust. Just talking sometimes helps make things better. 4. Physical symptoms. Anxiety does not just mess with our minds, it can also cause lots of problems for our bodies. Have you ever felt like your heart was beating really fast and hard, like it was trying to escape from your chest? Or maybe you noticed that your hands were sweaty or shaking a lot. You may have also felt dizzy for no reason. Anxiety can also cause stomach issues like feeling sick to your stomach or having diarrhea even when you don't know why. These physical symptoms can feel really bad. They can also seem like serious health problems, which makes our anxiety even worse. Have you had a time when your body felt strange with these unsettling feelings? If so, you may know how anxiety can show up in our bodies and cause more worry and discomfort. 5. Avoidance behavior. Feeling anxious can make us want to stay away from things. This is called avoidance. Have you ever found yourself skipping parties with friends, putting off work projects, or even avoiding leaving your house because it makes you nervous? While avoiding these situations might make you feel better at first, it actually makes anxiety stronger over time. Have you ever not done something because it made you nervous, only to feel worse later? For example, maybe you didn't go to a friend's birthday party because you felt too anxious, and then you felt lonely and guilty afterwards. Avoiding things might seem like an easy answer, but it's like covering a cut with a band-aid when it needs stitches. A band-aid hides it for now but doesn't heal it. Have you gone through a cycle of staying away from things that make you anxious, only to find that it makes you more anxious in the long run? Avoidance can turn into a vicious cycle. The more you avoid, the more your anxiety grows, and the harder it becomes to face your fears. Can you think of times when you've avoided something because of anxiety, and it ended up making you feel even more anxious? If these signs of worry and tension feel familiar to you or someone you know, it's important to know that help is out there. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by these feelings, not sure where to turn? Have you thought about talking to a friend, family member, or therapist but weren't certain if you should? It's crucial to understand that looking for help isn't a sign of weakness. Actually, it takes courage to get your peace of mind back. Can you imagine how different things might be if you had someone to share your feelings with, someone who could offer guidance and support? When we admit our anxiety and do something about it, we open the door to happier, healthier lives. Have you tried ways to manage your anxiety, or do you feel stuck in a cycle? Remember, you aren't alone. Resources and people want to help you through every step. Thank you for watching. Share your experiences and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.